Israel has launched an airstrike and more airstrikes in and around the ancient Lebanese city of Baalbek in the north of the country. The Israeli Defense Forces issued an evacuation warning, prompting thousands of residents to flee. It says it struck a Hezbollah command centre in Baalbek and another in southern Lebanon. Israel claims it is targeting Hezbollah targets in Baalbek. The city is known for its Roman temples, which are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Lebanon's Prime Minister has expressed hope that a ceasefire agreement could soon be reached with Israel. US envoy Amos Hochstein is expected to travel to the region for truce talks. DW Beirut Bureau Chief Mohamad Chreyteh joins us now. Mohamad, let's start with the strikes that are continuing even in cities in the north and east. How is the situation?
So fierce clashes continue between Hezbollah militants and Israeli army troops, particularly in the city of, in the town of Riham in southeast Lebanon. And this morning, an Israeli drone hit a car on the Beirut-Damascus main highway through the Beqa region, through Mount Lebanon and the Beqa region. This is happening for the fourth time this week, and Israel is saying that it's targeting Hezbollah operatives. Yesterday, a similar strike hit a van carrying ammunition on this same road. And this is coming in the time when Israel is launching new waves of airstrikes across the country, in the north, in northeast, and in south, mainly in Nabatiyeh, and northeast in Baalbek. As you said, the ancient city was the first city to be entirely ordered to be evacuated by the Israeli military yesterday. And according to the Lebanese Health Ministry, more than 100 people have been killed in Baalbek since the beginning of this week, and tens of thousands have evacuated their homes in the city.
US envoy Amos Hochstein is expected to fly to the region today, as I mentioned. What are the hopes of reaching a truce?
So the Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati expressed hope yesterday that a ceasefire deal with Israel would be announced within days. He said that last evening he spoke to US Special Envoy Amos Hochstein, and he became more optimistic after he learned that Hochstein will be heading to Israel today to negotiate a 60-day ceasefire deal, during which, and according to a leaked document, Israel would withdraw troops from Lebanon, and Lebanon deploys increased numbers of Lebanese army troops near the border, and confiscate and dismantle military assets and infrastructure for non-state actors, namely Hezbollah near the border. But Mikati said he's cautiously optimistic about that. He's not sure that Israel is up for the deal, but also as we heard yesterday from Hezbollah's new chief, Naim Qassem, that he's not in the loop of a possible agreement, and that he doesn't expect it before the US presidential election. And therefore, there's a general feeling here in Beirut of cautious optimism.
Bureau Chief in Beirut, Mohamad Chreyteh, thank you very much for filling us in.
Waiting for a hot meal. International charities distribute soup among Palestinian families who fled the latest Israeli offensive on parts of northern Gaza and have taken shelter here in Gaza City. The increasing scarcity of food here is deepening the humanitarian crisis.
I want to talk about the situation we live in. The war and famine we faced and are still facing. Previously, we didn't have anything to eat. We were deprived of flour, vegetables, fruits, meat, almost everything. We ate doka and thyme without bread or any other food, just to stay alive. We started eating bread again when they recently allowed flour in. But even though we now have bread, the famine persists.
Riham and Lobbad says that the lack of access to fresh produce is causing health problems. She and her sister Faten are currently staying in the district of Chreyteh in the north of Gaza City. They told DW that nowhere in Gaza feels safe.
What is happening now in the north, with people being displaced from their homes in Beit Lahia, Jabalia, and what is happening in Beit Hanun, speaks for itself. Where will we go?
The sisters say they live in constant fear as the Israeli attacks on Gaza City are becoming a near daily occurrence. An apartment building in Chreyteh was flattened by a recent Israeli missile strike. Several residents were killed and injured, according to the Palestinian paramedic services in Gaza.
The thought of being forced to abandon our homes and belongings is deeply painful. Unfortunately, no one seems to hear our suffering.
And the suffering continues. But despite the dangers of remaining in Gaza City, Faten and Riham say they will stay put, no matter what.
Sarah Davies is with the International Committee of the Red Cross and joins us now from Jerusalem. Sarah, how safe is northern Gaza right now compared to the rest of the territory?
Thank you so much for having me. Right now, I don't think any civilian in Gaza feels safe. In the north, where, as we just saw, it is a horrific humanitarian situation, or in the south, where people have fled to, where they still have very little food, little safe or clean drinking water, and where there are still untold challenges that people live through every single day.
Now, is your organisation able to get enough supplies into the region?
The entry and distribution of aid throughout Gaza has fluctuated over months. And right now, due to the immense amount of needs in both South and North Gaza, where we know it is even more difficult to distribute, it has had a very big impact on civilians. The supplies that we can get in are used faster than they can be replenished. There is a range of needs, from things like food and diverse ranges of food, to medical supplies and equipment, to essential household items like blankets and mattresses, and to things like diapers and baby formula for children. The needs are so huge right now. They are tremendous. And I don't believe anyone can say that they are being met throughout Gaza.
Now, the Israeli army has issued evacuation orders to people who are in the north of Gaza. Where can they go?
I think this is a question that many people are asking themselves. Some people can't leave the north of Gaza, whether that be because they are wounded, because they feel trapped by the fighting. We've spoken to many people on our hotline who don't feel like they can leave because they're too scared. They don't know if they move, whether they will be going closer to the hostilities or further away. Some people do leave, but roads have been damaged. There is piles of rubble around. People can still hear constant explosions. It is an incredibly scary situation for people, particularly if they have children or they have elderly parents, relatives they are trying to take care of. No civilian feels that they have a safe place to go right now in Gaza.
Now, with Israel having taken out Hamas leadership, or at least some very leading figures, is there more hope that this war could soon be over?
There is always hope for political or diplomatic agreements. We would, of course, welcome any agreement that would alleviate what civilians are living through every single day. People are not able to live a life right now with dignity. They are simply surviving every hour or every day. So any agreement that could be decided upon would be a very big welcome to those civilians who are the ones, unfortunately, paying the highest price in this conflict.
Sarah Davies there from the International Committee of the Red Cross. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.